I just took a printout of all the questions that we answered. So that can be a good revision exercise. All the test papers that we wrote.
This list of this
Open book essay questions. Yeah, that's questions are not so properly framed. Someone gave. Huh?
You will not be getting that type of.
It's the same only, no? Or
no, it is like quote from Prabhu's example. It is a little complicated.
Yeah, 1 or 2 questions I found. Okay, let's begin from Preface. So almost every chapter we have around 5 questions average. Actually, if you study the notes, this thing, that will take care of majority thing. That has almost everything. Because it's based on the textbook, but it is classified nicely, point wise and title wise. Otherwise, at our time we didn't have this. Okay, so before we begin, you'll have really time, what do you call? You have to be really fast in writing. 200 marks in 3 hours.
300 marks you'd say.
200.
200 here.
Huh?
I had heard 300.
No, 200.
200 marks, 3 years, right?
3 hours. So 25 short answer. Around objective thing 15 or 20 maybe.
Okay.
And essay type 3 and shlokas. So the objective type 15-20 questions in, you have to finish in 15 minutes. This is my calculation, it's up to you. 25 questions in say maximum 4 minutes each. 3 to 4 sentences. If you are writing more than 3 sentences, that means you are overwriting.
More than 3 sentences.
Maximum 4. Anything answer, if it is going beyond 4 sentences, that means it is redundant data.
But if you say 4 minutes per this thing, it comes to what, 1 hour and something, 40 minutes there only. Yeah, 40 minutes there only.
How 1 hour 40 minutes?
Then
4 minutes per answer.
4 minutes, no, into 25 into 4.
Maximum I am saying.
100.
So you'll have to cut short. So 3 minutes is actually ideal. 25 is 75. That is average, about 100 minutes. Say. Let us keep 100 minutes. So,
calculation for the scholar.
Yeah.
Super. Very well said.
no. It is. I am trying to emphasize how you need not overwrite.
Yeah, correct.
If it
And
is
be
going.
thorough. You are saying be thorough so that within 3 minutes you are over.
Yeah.
That's what you are saying.
And don't waste your time if you are not getting something, then leave it and then write things later.
That doesn't happen. You feel greedy of marks. No? You feel you want to stick to that and complete that.
So that will be there for most of the questions.
First you write it, then leave the rest for.
Yeah. Essay type is.
That is really, I don't know how to complete.
No, it's same thing. Nothing beyond the textbook. 1 or 2 questions maybe you'll have to little bit of.
You see 3 only, no? So one will take 20-15 minutes.
So if you say, let us keep conservative, 3 minutes per question, and 75, and 15 minutes.
25 and 15 you said.
So 90.
1.5 hour ho gaya.
Gone, and then essay, say 20 minutes each.
20 minutes each.
1 hour.
1 hour. Shlokas. Actually, you can keep 25 minutes then for essay. Shloka should be just translation shloka, nothing.
Remembering that line also will be.
Prabhu is telling that we should be daily doing sadhana. That's what.
Yeah. So he's saying be thorough, then only you can give the paper.
No, our tendency is to write more.
Yeah.
That needs
That's
to be
when we
avoided.
don't know, no? We feel, give more lines so that you get that marks.
Most of the marks.
And shlokas you said will be 3.
3, yeah. 3 or 4 maybe. Huh? Out of 7. 7, yeah, out of 7.
25 questions. 25, 3 minutes. 3 long questions, 25 minutes.
So with this calculation you can begin, otherwise we may lose track of time.
He said 3 or 4. That is
Shloka?
No, minutes he didn't say, but 3.
Objective, no? Yeah, 3 essay questions. Don't write more than 150 words for essay. I think it should be covered in 1 page.
1 page.
No? Or maybe a little more than 1 page. Don't write 4 pages like you wrote in open book assignment. That is too much. Then it will take half an hour for each question.
They have to see the 4 hours.
Huh?
Is there really notes to shoot that time?
You can write points also. No need to write complete if you are running short of time. Just write the point.
Abbreviations, okay.
Huh?
Just to summarize, the short questions 25 you said, right?
20. And short, yeah, 25.
25 questions, objective type 15.
20 maybe.
20.
Object is fill in the blanks or choose?
All varieties. Choose from multiple options. Fill in the blanks.
Fill in the blanks also.
Essay
So you're
questions
going to
3
say
and the
two.
shlokas 3 to 4.
Shlokas out of 7, 4.
Already said?
And essay questions.
Essay out of, I see, you will get enough options. 25 questions means at least you will get 30. Minimum should have at least 30. And essay also you will get options. And
In block 1?
Shlokas.
essay. That is essay. Shloka also you will get options. Hardly 7 shlokas. Nothing. And do not make the mistake of skipping any chapter like you do in colleges.
This is live test.
Huh?
This is live test.
Yeah, so
Yeah, I think a multiple that
Huh?
choice objective for each
20 each.
chapter may say good.
So 20 into 360 and shloka 20, 80 and objective 20 and 100 short answer.
Shlokas, how many marks, Prabhuji?
20. Each shloka 4. 4 or 5? No, 5, no? 20, 5.
Long is 20 marks.
Hmm.
And this is short is 5 marks, no? 4 marks.
Short is
Four
4 marks.
Objective is 20 is 20.
Hmm. So should we begin? So we have preface ka. You have all the questions, right?
We have the
Short history of Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu.
objective types will be covered in from textbook itself, right?
Objective, no? Everything will be from textbook. Except, not exactly.
Printed note.
No. Printed also. Printed is based on the textbook only.
Not completely based on printed note. Textbook also we have to read.
Both you have to refer.
It's complementary, not exactly. Printed is based on the textbook only.
Yeah.
In fact, printed is easier to study.
Yeah.
Because textbook you won't understand what the titles are not there, subheadings are not there. The point-wise study, actually, if you
No, it's what is the real question is your multiple or your objective will be from the certain lines from your textbook, right? Or just reading that notes you should be okay, or you would search something where
could be both. I mean, I'll have to check if I don't get enough questions from the textbook, then I may have to refer here.
You have enough questions. Times and notes are leaking.
No, objective I have to check.
Yeah,
No?
Prabhu, notes are leaking.
Notes is better, no?
Yeah.
Notes is better.
Objective type separate paper or in the answer sheet we have to write.
In the answer sheet.
Yes. That will be
No, everything is in the same paper. Oh, achha, that's what you're saying. Yeah, you'll have to write it. Hardly one line.
all our worries.
Huh? Or even if you write the answer is okay. Yeah, fine. That is okay.
Time is
Only answer.
Yeah, that is okay.
Question number and
You understood, no? Just write the answer.
No, it's a tension. It's a
I'm
very
remembering my childhood. Sentence are
Don't worry, I am not like a Yamaraj trying to wait, waiting to punish you.
I know you set the paper in your best mood. Oh, he didn't take.
So, preface. History. Mahaprabhu instructing Lord Chaitanya, Rupa Goswami at Prayag, and the Shashwamedha Ghat he instructed for 10 days. It's there, everything in that. And give a short history of Rupa Goswami, how, depending on the size, depending on which question it is. Short history of Rupa Goswami, born in working in a Muslim family, Muslim government. All those things you can write. And 6 purposes of NOD. Somewhere I found that. Where is that? I think it's in. That is interesting. 6 purposes of NOD to make each one of us a Goswami. It's all in the textbook also. It means you won't find it exactly. This thing will clearly help you. To make each of us a Goswami, to explain Bhakti Ras. Oh, someone want to read? Anyone wants to read? That will help you. You want to read, Prabhu?
I'll read.
Yeah.
Which text? Which page?
It's in this 6 purposes of NOD.
No, I don't have that.
Maybe if you want, you can mark it here.
Here it's
If you want, you can mark it in the textbook.
yeah, okay. Preface. I'll read.
To make each one of us
A Goswami.
To explain the Bhakti Ras versus material Ras. Practical means to live in the material world by devotional service. Stimulate original love in 5 different rasas. Signs of perfectly loving all living entities. Lots of the devotional life of the practicing devotees.
It's all there in Prabhupada's text somewhere. You'll have to search it exactly.
In the notes,
Notes it is there. Notes it is there clearly.
I must have missed.
In case you want to.
Revised total, I think we have to put the notes on.
Yeah, notes is easier. So that is 6 purposes and Bhakti Ras, mundane Ras. Who wants to answer? What is Bhakti Ras? What is Ras? Mellow. Or the flavor that we relish within any activity or relationship. So 2 types of rasa. Bhakti Rasa and mundane Ras. What is Bhakti Ras? Rasa derived from devotion service. Mundane Ras, Rasa derived from material relationships. 2 characteristics of mundane Ras. Chapala Sukha and Bhogatyag. Chapala Sukha means flickering. Bhogatyag is giving up and accepting and rejecting. Prabhupada gives the example of a businessman. Family man working hard and then he goes on a vacation. He gets tired of vacation, then he comes and wants to work here. That is Bhogatyag. So that is another question is here is the concept of Daiva Netra. Remember? What is Daiva Netra? Daiva supervision. So on page 14, Roman, this thing, Preface ka 14, you find on the left side. It's not there in the notes. We prepare our next life by our actual activities in the present life. A living entity is offered a particular type of body as a result of his action in the present body. These activities are taken into account by a superior authority known as Daiva, or the authority of God. This Daiva is explained in the Gita as a prime cause of everything. And in Srimad Bhagavatam it is stated that a man takes his next body by Daiva Netrena, which means by the supervision of the authority of Supreme. In any ordinary sense, Daiva is explained as destiny. Daiva supervision gives us a body selected from 8,400,000 forms. The choice does not depend on our selection, but is awarded to us according to our destiny. That's the answer for that. So that I think takes care of Preface. Anything else in Preface? This is also interesting. Last page of the preface. We are trying to keep our body fit by all means, but we are neglecting to supply foodstuffs to the stomach. Missing Krishna means missing one's self also. Found it?
No, we didn't find. Maybe
Last page of preface.
last page.
Missing Krishna means missing one's self also. Real self-realization and realization of Krishna go together simultaneously. For example, seeing oneself in the morning means seeing the sunrise also. Without seeing the sunshine, no one can see himself. Similarly, unless one has realized Krishna, there is no question of self-realization.
This is for which question?
No, there is no question. I just found this. Someone has marked it. Okay, anything else in preface you want to know? Okay, introduction. Introduction, the first question is, what are the objectives of Mangalacharan? The author explains the object of the book. First purpose. Second is offering obeisances to three people: the Lord, Guru, and the devotee, Vaishnavas. And third objective is invoking benedictions. So these are three objectives of Mangalacharan. So don't elaborate on these answers whenever there's such a question. Just write. Point wise is also enough. But don't be too short. I'll have to make out what you are writing. Otherwise that will be a difficult thing. Explain the shark analogy. Shark.
This cannot be answered in a four mark.
Really? Why?
Then only the points can be. Cannot be
Yeah,
explained.
points. Nectar of devotion presents is important analogy in the fourth paragraph of the introduction. Rivers are analogous to paths of perfection. Ocean is perfection. And devotees are like sharks.
Wait, which page you said? Seven page. No, this is notes.
Yeah, notes ka 7th page. Page 19 in the textbook.
Page.
So various paths of perfection are the rivers. Ocean is a perfected state of existence. And fishes or sharks residing in the ocean are that compared to devotees. This is all you have to write.
Prabhuji, but what the actually shark analogies, they reject rivers.
So if it is an essay question, you have to write.
That is actual point, no? But it is rivers are analogous to the path of perfection. It doesn't have anything to do with shark there.
Yeah. Yeah, only the shark means then you have to write the whole thing.
Any lesser body of water, that is the
Correct,
actual
yeah.
shark analogy, right?
So what is that? The whole thing? Here. 6th page. No. 7th page. What is that?
First is they reject any lesser body of, so which means devotee they are not attracted to any lesser
Correct.
that type of this one. That is what the shark analogy.
Yeah. Where is that?
This is river and ocean analogy.
Compared to sharks in the great ocean of nectar and who do not care for the various rivers of liberation, impersonalists are very fond of merging into
I think
supreme.
it is given in this one. The other book it is.
In the notes?
Dhananjay Maharaj's.
Ah.
Damodar Maharaj's.
Where is it?
It's there, page 26, Prabhuji.
Of?
26 of this is for introduction.
Waves
This
of
page.
devotion.
Waves of devotion.
Ah.
26.
Sharks live only in the ocean. Sharks reject the rivers. Sharks are never caught by the fisherman's net. Any questions? Shark analogy?
So it's enough if you just write these 3 points, is it?
Yeah,
This is-
one sentences each.
So sharks live in the ocean. Similarly, and their devotees also live only with they reject any lesser type. Something
Correct,
like that.
yeah. Reject sharks live only in the ocean.
Paths of the realization.
Similarly,
Huh?
it is given here.
Devotee reject the different paths of
Different paths of liberation, different paths of perfection. Never caught by the fisherman's net. Okay, so that is shark. Overview of the Eastern Ocean.
Samanya Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti.
4 waves are there in the Eastern Ocean. And which are the 4 waves?
Samanya Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti.
Yeah, it's there here. Page 20 of introduction. Just as the ocean is sometimes divided into 4 parts and there are different sections. The ocean is divided like the watery ocean into east, south, west and north. As in the ocean there are different waves, either on the eastern side, southern side or western side or northern side. In the first part there are 4 waves. The first being a general description of devotional service. Page 20 of introduction. Second concerns the regulative principles for executing devotional service. Third wave is devotional service in ecstasy, Bhava Bhakti. And the fourth is love of God, pure Prema Bhakti. So that is overview of Eastern Ocean. This is all you have to write if that is asked. Primary and secondary characteristics of pure devotional service. Primary characteristics is called Swarupa Lakshan. Secondary characteristic is called Tatastha Lakshan. So the famous verse, Anyabhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karma Adyanavratam Anukulyena Krishna Anushilanam Bhaktiruttama. This is called the main verse around which Bhakti Rasamrita and Sindhu revolves. So the second 2 lines is primary characteristic. First 2 lines is secondary characteristic. So Krishna Anushilanam. Devotional service, Uttama Bhakti should be directed towards Krishna. That is the primary qualification of pure devotional service. Primary characteristic of pure devotional service. So Krishna means who? Krishna means the person Krishna is the immediate expansions like Vishnu Tattvas, all Vishnu Tattvas, and paraphernalia like the clothes and the flute and the flowers, everything, and the dhams and devotees. It's all Krishna. That is important. So that is the primary characteristic. Then second primary characteristic is Anushilanam. It is an active engagement. It's a kind of cultivation. And there are 2 things there, Pravritti and Nivritti, do's and don'ts.
Which page is that? Waves of Devotion?
30. You have it?
Yeah, I have the text.
So there are do's and don'ts. Prabhupada writes here in page number 22 of NOD. The cultivation of Krishna consciousness is not material. That section. Sorry, page 21 of NOD. This devotional service is a sort of cultivation. Middle of page 21. It is not simply inaction. So towards that end of the paragraph you find pravritti and nivritti. Positive and negative action. There are many examples of negative action. For instance, a diseased person has to take So our 4 regulative principles are nivritti. Chanting 16 rounds is pravritti. So that's a cultivation. And another thing is anushilanam, which means following the predecessor acharyas, teachers. Clear? So that is anushilanam. And Krishna Anushilanam, Anukulyena. Anukulyena means favorable intention. So this is the 3rd primary characteristic of pure devotional service. Anukulyena means, where is it here? On the page 24. Any desire except for the service of the Lord is called material desire. Good line. Any desire except for the service of the Lord is called material desire. And philosophical speculation refers to a sort of speculation which ultimately arrives at a conclusion of voidism or impersonalism. Page 24. Anushilanam. Where is Anushilanam? Explanation. Sorry, Anukulyan.
Anukulyan is the middle paragraph
Of?
21. No, 23.
23.
Devotional service means to prosecute Krishna conscious activities.
Which are favorable to the transcendental pressure of the Supreme Lord. And any activities that are not favorable cannot be accepted as devotion service. So Ravan, Kamsa, Hiranyakashipu are examples. Dhanudhar Maharaj gives the example of Chanur Mushtik. Chanur Mushtik gave pleasure to Krishna Balaram, but they are not considered pure devotional activities. On the other hand, you have Yashoda, who apparently displeased Krishna by punishing him, but that is accepted as pure devotional service. So intention, favorable intention is important. Simply not the activity, not just the activity.
So if primary characteristics is asked, we have to explain these things or?
Yeah, this question cannot come in short answer.
So if it is in short and just write the 3 points.
3 points, yeah, short it to 3 points. Primary characteristics. Okay, that is done. Secondary characteristics. Secondary characteristics mein the first 2 lines. So in the page 24, you find karma or fruitive activities are sometimes understood to be ritualistic activities. There are many persons who are very much attracted by the ritualistic activities. But if one becomes attracted simply to ritualistic activities without understanding Krishna, these activities are unfavorable to Krishna consciousness. So what can be an example of karma that we have to reject? Cannot be considered. What is the example of a karma which we may be trapped to follow? Say Shraddha ceremony could be one, and various kinds of samskaras, pujas, even Ganesh Chaturthi, depending on what mood you bring Ganesh to your home. And that will decide whether it is a pure devotional activity or a karma activity or a karmadi. Is it covering your pure devotion? And Jnana example, the tendency to read too many books, collect too much knowledge without understanding the mood behind it. Adi can refer to Jnana Karma Adi. Adi can be, what example we have?
Adi is minimum thing that we need to do to sustain our living.
No, this is, you have to reject things, no? Anya Bhilashita Shunyam Jnana Karmadi Anavrittam.
No, I am saying for Anya Bhilashita.
Fruity, that is karma. Adi can include like yogic processes, astrology, and ahimsa, truthfulness, all those things. If you think that is pure devotional activity, then it is harmful to pure devotion. That in itself, these things come later also in chapter 14-15. Social religious activity. Truthfulness is not alone a pure devotional activity. Devotees practice truthfulness, but speaking the truth alone, merely speaking the truth is not a pure devotional activity. Yeah, it is an ornament to a devotee, but not an activity of pure devotion.
But definitely a good quality.
Of course.
Yes.
It's very difficult to be on the truth.
So that is truthfulness. Sorry, that is secondary characteristic. Explain how worship of Krishna is neither over-inclusive or over-exclusive.
So Krishna includes everything that is.
How can it be over-exclusive?
If we
Only Krishna, without accepting Vishnu forms, without accepting his devotees, dham, then it is over-exclusive. And over-inclusive can be
worshipping everything.
because material world is also Krishna's energy, living entities are also Krishna's part and parcels. So we don't worship anyone and everyone just because it is Krishna's part and parcel. So Brahma Jyoti we don't worship, Paramatma we don't worship. These things are excluded from pure devotional service. These are not objects of pure devotion. So then it is over-inclusive. If we include all these, it becomes over-inclusive. So only Krishna, his expansions, Dham, his devotees and paraphernalia. 5 items will come under pure devotion. So that is okay. Anything else? Next chapter? Chapter 1.
Characteristics of pure devotional service.
So what are the 6 characteristics? Famous verse. Is it a part of the 7? Kleshagni, Shubhada?
I know.
No?
Vesha.
I think it's a part, no? Kleshagni Shubhada Moksha Laguta Krit Sudurlabha Sandrananda Visheshatma Shri Krishna Karshini Chasa. Is that a part? It is not a part. Okay. So Kleshagni is relief from distress. Relief from distress.
We have learned this.
Huh? Relief from distress, then that important concept comes here, the cycle of sin. Okay, that I think we'll have to.
Yeah. I think there's one big question in this sin also, no? Prabhu,
Huh?
one essay question was there based on this.
I think the cycle of sin only, no? The diagram thing.
It is coming next. Explain the cycle of sin.
Yeah, let us do it here
That's the
itself.
question. Which page is it?
Those are which questions?
What is the question 30?
No, but.
Explain the cycle of sin.
Oh, the file I sent you, email.
Explain the cycle of
Sin. So we have this diagram that this cycle, if you remember.
Which is page? This is not essay, right?
This is page 41.
This is not essay.
I had emailed you that file.
No, that is not from this one.
I've got an extra copy in case
Essay question.
what
So sin cycle.
this one
It starts with avidya or ignorance.
this I have an extra. I could print out so 60.
The root cause of suffering is avidya, ignorance. From this arises sinful desire, bijam. Desire. Then from here we have, if you have a sinful desire, it leads to sinful action. That leads to a reaction. Aprarabdha reaction. Unmanifest reaction. Which will lead to manifest reaction. Prarabdha. And that leads to suffering. And a byproduct here is, which means sinful disposition, right? Is there the whole cycle? and it contributes to sinful desire. Shivram Maharaj writes, Kleshagni and Shubhada manifest at Nishtha stage. Some devotees may wonder, I am chanting Hare Krishna and still I am suffering. So that's because we have not reached the Nishtha. At Nishtha stage, both Kleshagni and auspiciousness manifest. So till then we'll have to suffer. Okay. So that is cycle of sin. So Kleshagni is mostly talking about this. And there are quotes from Devahuti, Kapila Dev. Story of Ajamil comes up. Shubhada mein, yeah, Krishna is all auspicious. Now, there is slight disagreement, not exactly disagreement, but slight difference in classification in the notes and in Prabhupada's text. So here in the notes you find Shubhada has 4 effects or 4 characteristics. Why Krishna consciousness is all auspicious? There are 4 reasons. Page 13 of the notes.
Attracts and benefits.
It attracts everyone, benefits everyone. It awards saintly qualities and it awards you superior happiness. Got it? Benefits everyone, attracts everyone, produces saintly qualities and bestows superior happiness. So Prabhupada, the bestows superior happiness wala section, Prabhupada adds it to Moksha Lagutakrit. So it depends on you. I think this is easier to remember, this classification. So these are the 4 characteristics of all auspiciousness. Why Krishna consciousness is all auspicious? Then these are the 4 reasons. And third is Moksha Lagutakrit. Moksha Lagutakrit means it derides the happiness of. So the in textbook it comes here, page 10. Happiness in Krishna consciousness. That's where Prabhupada writes about Moksha Lagutakrit. Another important section comes here in Moksha Lagutakrit. In this section, page 11 is the 8 Yoga Siddhis. 8 types of Yoga Siddhis. Anima, Laghima, Mahima, Prapti, then Ishita, Vashita, and Prakamya and Kama Vasaita. Do we have to
Study all this?
You're asking me whether I'm going to ask you. I have no answer for that.
We try to have a clue where you would say this question is important.
I am going to set the question paper towards the end of the. Otherwise, I'll be under pressure to release
Have
it.
one more session after that.
These are actually Prabhupada often quotes this.
No, but remembering
So
the
much
names
is a vast topic.
So you can leave it in option. Anyway, there are options.
We'll have options wherever then.
So 8 Yoga Siddhis are there. We did this, right? I didn't ask you.
But he wasn't asking the.
Yeah.
So we didn't study.
You're saying what, page 8, eh?
Page 11.
11.
Yes.
You're at the English part, no problem. If you're comfortable with the Sanskrit terms.
We have to learn, no? Prabhu.
Okay, that is over. Then Moksha Lagutakrit Sudurlabha.
So what is the question to this? When there is
What are the 8 yoga siddhis? 8 types of mystic perfections.
Mystic perfections.
Mystic, yeah.
It is in the sample question.
It's there in the sample. See, I have given you everything.
But
Mystics.
it was not asked for the weekly test, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know.
Sample
That.
mean that 64 one?
62.
62 one. Okay.
Huh? Radhika Vallabh Prabhu's questions. These are all Radhika Vallabh Prabhu's questions. And moksha sudurlabha, rareness. Rareness में
It cannot be achieved by one's own effort. Krishna.
हाँ. Rareness means you don't get it simply by your own effort, and Krishna is reluctant to give it. Sudurlabha. And Sandrananda Visheshatma, condensed bliss
Which page is that?
of
This is
46. So here he writes 1 trillion fold. Sanskrit 1 trillion is parartha. The high this reference shows the bliss of something was there here. Rupa Goswami says that if Brahmananda or the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme is multiplied 1 trillion fold, it still cannot compare to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotion service. This is Prabhupada's statement, page 15. Page 15 में Prabhupada writes that. And last is Sri Krishna Akarshini. It can attract even Sri Krishna. That is the only thing that attracts Krishna. And Radharani's example is given. Madan Mohan Mohini. Radharani is called Madan Mohan. So that is the 6 characteristics. And
There's an essay type question in that we have it, which you sent recently. That is little complicated, I think. Refer from Prabhupada's example. Something was given it recently.
about this,
You right now. You want
You have that?
Which one right
Recently Prabhu has sent.
now?
Just read it.
Oh, it's okay. But give it to me.
Prabhuji, see the third question. Each of the 6 characteristics something.
No, start with the first one, you know.
For this question, particular question.
the process sadhana bhakti with each of the 6 characteristics of pure devotion service and at what stages they manifest. Give appropriate reference to chapter 1 of Nectar of Devotion. So first to manifest in sadhana bhakti, second to manifest in bhava bhakti, third
that is
to
okay, but reference from what is it?
give appropriate reference to chapter 1. This is an essay question.
Yeah,
It's an essay question that you recently sent.
No, that was wrong print out.
Acha. I'll have to check.
These are open book assessment.
Yeah. Give appropriate
No,
reference
this
to
one was
chapter
not in
1.
the open book, no Prabhu. Give reference from chapter 1.
Yeah. I don't know what he means by this.
6 characteristics of pure devotion at what stages they manifest.
So Prabhuji, please see that such type of.
Don't worry, I'll do.
At least the first few should be very easy. So that we can have this thing eagerness to go.
I don't know who has set these papers. They're some old
See, it
questions.
is okay at the stage of at which stage it manifests is okay, but give appropriate reference
Yeah.
from chapter. It is
Maybe they're asking for examples.
understanding, yeah, it is given. Most of the questions they have given it's understanding and then evaluation, mood and vision. I don't know. I think this is not for Prabhuji, definitely.
Okay, so that is
Just will see.
Yeah, okay. No problem.
why is bhakti considered so rare?
Yes. It is not achieved.
Yeah, not achieved by one's own effort, and Krishna is reluctant to give it. 3 degrees of happiness. No. 3 degrees of happiness is
Shubhata moksha lagrata
Mystic
and
yoga
sadhana
liberation and material sense gratification.
where is that?
No, I got it from my notes, my examples.
Yeah, but I think Prabhupada
That
said
is what Prabhuji Shubhada Moksha Labdha Kritanam, liberation, that is what is there. In Sandrananda Vishesha.
No.
That is what is given in waves of devotion. 3 degrees of happiness.
Page number 16 notes.
Page number?
16 notes.
Notes ka 16.
Derived from material enjoyment.
16, 1-6. Really? No, that is different, no?
This is on page 10.
We are talking about 3 degrees of happiness.
No, page 10.
Of?
Nectar devotion.
10 ही होगा.
Yeah.
Happiness
10
derived from material enjoyment. Material,
Happiness into 3 categories.
That is what Prabhuji, it is superior to this one. Happiness of sadhana bhakti is superior to all others, which is Shubhada. 3 types of happiness found is Shubhada is found in sadhana bhakti.
No, in NOD, page 10.
Page 10.
When I asked this question, this was the paragraph in my mind.
Happiness in
Page number 10.
10, middle. Rupa Goswami has analyzed the different sources of happiness. He has divided happiness into 3 categories, which are happiness derived from material enjoyment, happiness derived by identifying oneself as supreme,
That is,
happiness derived from Krishna consciousness.
actually, this was included in this one, no, Prabhuji? That's what we were telling also, no?
NOD.
Superior happiness. Why it all Shubhada it was included?
Same, here also it is there, same thing.
Yeah, it is.
Page.
And he is referring to same paragraph only. Page 10 of NOD.
No.
Here page 43. 3 degrees of happiness over. Give an example of how Krishna is controlled by pure devotion service.
Pandavas.
Pandavas are there and Radharani is there, no? In this example. Pandavas are there, no? Okay, so that is done. Chapter 1. Anything you want to know? Any confusion?
2 degrees of control.
No, that is not the stage of happiness. That is the stage of advancement. Sadhana, bhava and prema.
There are 3 types of happiness.
Happiness is there in each stage. Yeah, technically you can say the question is not clear. But when I framed the question for the test, this paragraph was the thing in my mind. 3 degrees of happiness, material, Brahmananda and spiritual.
From devotion.
Huh.
What is the difference between the effect that is already natural and sinful?
Huh.
The effect that is almost natural.
Aprarabdha and prarabdha.
And to practice.
So prarabdha is our body. It's our current body is a fruit of sinful reaction. And something that is going to happen, that is a prarabdha. It's lying in the form of bijam, not bijam. Yeah, bijam.
Desire.
Sorry.
No,
Aprarabdha. Kutam is disposition, no? Aprarabdha and prarabdha are the 2 terms. Unmanifest and manifest. Our body is a manifest reaction. This is yet to begin. It may come in the next life also or in future, current life, ka later part.
current life or little body next life.
Towards the end of this life also it can happen. Sometime in the future of this life or in future life.
What they are asking from is
Okay? Anything else?
the most important chapter we may expect. Lot of questions.
Yeah, first 3 chapters are quite philosophically, concept wise.
First 3 chapters means the
Preface, yeah, 3.
And 2 degrees of control is given somewhere here. 2 degrees of
2 degrees of
control.
control.
Waves of devotion is given.
Page number?
47.
What are the 2 degrees?
At Bhava stage and Prema, I think. At Bhava, the Lord bestows love of God,
Yeah.
God and upon the devotee. Thus, the devotee begins to attract the Lord.
That's a good question I can ask. I never noticed this.
At least we now know question.
Yeah. Since Sudurlava manifests at the stage of Bhava and Sri Krishna Akarshani at the stage of Prema, we can understand that the devotee's love controls the Lord in both stages. At Bhava, the Lord bestows love of Godhead upon the devotee. Thus, the devotee begins to attract the Lord. At Prema, the devotee verily enters. Actually, this is not Prabhupada's thing. Yeah, this is an extra detail. Don't worry.
You will not ask.
You can derive your conclusions. I am not making any declarative statement.
But no clue you are giving, no clue.
Chapter 3?
Chapter 2.
Oh, sorry, chapter 2. Define sadhana bhakti. These definitions are important, huh? What is sadhana bhakti? What is material desire? What is suffering? What is sin? What is sadhana bhakti? Sadhana is systematic practice executed with the mind and senses that awakens the ecstatic love of Godhead lying dormant within the heart.
So if definition of sadhana bhakti is asked in 4 marks question, we need to write all these points.
These 3 points, huh? Definition.
Just the sloka and just the...
Sloka you're going to write?
It's not a part of.
Sloka is a good way, huh? You can...
yeah, at least sure, marks are 100. But in that
These are 3 characteristics of sadhana. Sadhana does not create love, it revives the love. These are 3 characteristics of sadhana bhakti. Not that. Definition is only 1 line.
Yeah, so in definition we not write all this, right?
Only one.
In objective questions, it can come.
Thank you.
Srila Prabhupada gives 2 analogies to explain. 2 analogies to explain sadhana bhakti.
Child walking.
Child learning to walk and patient recovering health. Most important part of sadhana? Is a sloka. Smartavya satam Vishnu, Vismartavyo na jatuchit. Sarve vidinde nishedasyu retayo reva kinkara. That's a part of the 7, right?
Yeah.
Sadhana. 2 types of sadhana, Vidhi, Vaidhi Bhakti and Raganuga Bhakti. Definition is there. The most important part of this process is to always remember the Lord and never forget Him. Explain how each varna and ashrama are related to the universal form of the Lord.
4th question from essay type.
No, let him complete.
So same.
Explain in your own words the process sadhana bhakti with reference to chapter 2 of Nectar of Devotion. In your answer, explain the distinction between Vaidhi and Raganuga. Give reference to appropriate analogies and the relevant comments from chapter 2.
But how can we write all this in one page, Prabhuji? Analogies.
Maybe this question was 100 marks, 30 marks or 20.
Right, you are answering 150 words.
What is the reference? I don't know.
That is to give a reference to analogy.
No, but he's saying don't write your value.
Analogies may be like walking of the child,
Correct.
patient recovering.
References are, I think, references may be...
Comments, Prabhuji.
Huh?
And relevant comments from the from chapter 2.
Then you have to read the whole text nicely.
And you don't refer you unnecessarily. I think let it go smoothly like that only.
No, we should know.
No, it's giving tension to us. Okay, let it go smoothly.
Prabhuji, please, but don't this time.
I won't confuse you, I assure you.
Just keep it open.
No, I don't need to.
I will not ask.
No.
Explain how each varna and ashrama are related to the universal form of the Lord. Where is that? Huh? Yeah, but where is it?
This is from which chapter you are asking?
First chapter. Sorry, second chapter.
Second chapter.
Where is that? Chapter, page 24.
24.
24, no? Third paragraph.
4 social orders. Mainly.
The 4 social orders, namely the Brahmana, Kshatriyas, Vaishya and Shudras, have come out of the different parts of the universal form of the Lord. Brahmanas have come out of the head, Kshatriyas from the arms, Vaishyas from the waist, and Shudras from the legs. Sannyasis from the head, Vanaprasthas from the arms, Grihasthas from the waist, and Brahmacharis from the legs. So that is chapter 2.
Yeah, but one thing is, you will rephrase this question, or it will be almost just this kind of thing.
Chapter 3.
You better give the question.
This is like our Hiranyakashipu asking Brahmaji so many benedictions. This may there many.
No, but just an idea that you'll be rephrasing it, or you'll be just similar this kind.
Rephrasing, you won't be, see, don't worry, you won't get confused. Everything that see, you have already seen these kind of questions.
No, this
and
is not come to us.
Hare Baba, this is a weekly test.
We wrote.
Weekly test.
The weekly test.
So, but if you have got this written, no, we'll take a printout each day when we are.
Fine, I can give you. You already have it in your email.
That
You want it in one file?
Yeah, this
Take it, that will
will
give.
help. Ajo, you were saying something?
I forgot.
Brahmaji something.
No.
Chapter 3.
Chapter 3, yeah. Chapter. What are 3 levels of devotees based on their advancements?
Kanishta, Madhyama. So the table will help, right?
Table will help. Just write a table.
3 and 4 is together, no? Okay.
Yeah, we had chapter 3 and 4 together, no? Chapter 4 is simply references. The later part of chapter 3 and chapter 4 simply shloka references from Bhagavatam, mostly from the Bhagavatam. Of how? References for what? Chapter 4 is, we'll have to do together, both. Chapter 4 is the purity of devotion service. So, chapter 3 ka last 2 pages and chapter 4, entire chapter 4 is talking about how devotees reject liberation for pure devotion service. So,
Here, chapter 3, the 4 types of people religion not eligible for sadhana.
that's a good question. What are the Artho Jigyasu Artharthi Jnani.
Karma, moksha karma, udari, and the slok is there.
Yeah.
Tivra and bhakti.
Yeah,
And anybody who is having all the
they're Udara.
desire or you have all desires. How is it here it's
So they will progress. So they are devotees, but they will progress. Right now, when you have Artho desire, Jigyasu desire, Artharthi desire, that time you are not practicing pure devotion service.
They are just
they are
pious
not
people.
ineligible. They are said ineligible.
Yeah, if you have material desire, whatever you do is not pure devotion. In that sense, you are not practicing sadhana bhakti. Vaidhi also, not exactly, no. Vaidhi is pure.
Yeah.
Raganuga is pure, everything is pure. Pure means, see, you may have a sinful reaction, sinful tendencies, but the activity when you are doing, it's not tinged with material desire. You may have desires in your heart, that's another thing. But when you do without any desire, that particular activity, without the desire, then it is called pure devotion. In Vaidhi, in sadhana bhakti.
But always the combination of both, like the activities. It's mostly like combination of streams.
Therefore it is mixed. No, therefore it is not considered pure devotion. Even if you do mixed, slowly you will gradually evolve. That's another thing. But it is not classified under Vaidhi, pure devotion. Without ulterior motive you do, without any ulterior motive when we do, then that is classified under pure devotion. That will give you acceleration towards bhava. Why we are taking so many years? Because everything is tinged with material desire. We have some ulterior motive, some name and fame, some material benefits. Therefore, new people are actually doing Vaidhi Bhakti nicely. After a few years, then it's mixed.
Initially, it's like more like I'll do this, you give me this.
Yeah.
I'll do this, give me this.
Yeah.
Now at least away from that.
Especially new people, you ask them to do anything, for some serving, cleaning, washing, without any hesitation they will do.
Yeah.
After a few years, we come up with excuses.
But we are normal.
Could be. Yeah. Or because we expect something in return. Okay. So 3 classes of devotees, Kanishta, Madhyama and Uttama.
4 classes.
No, 3 classes.
3 levels.
Those 4 are Artho, Jigyasu, Arthati. Here the 3 kinds of advancement table. So high, Uttama, strong faith and strong knowledge, convinced about the philosophy and can convince others.
3 levels of devotees.
Huh? Yeah, 3 levels of devotees. Sorry, 3 levels of devotees based on their advancements. And he can defeat opposing opinion. Madhyama is strong about conviction is strong, but he cannot defeat opposing parties. And Kanishta is weak faith and weak arguments. So Artho, Jigyasu, Artharthi are not eligible candidates of pure devotional service. And who are the examples of each? Artho? Artho is Gajendra. Artharthi is Dhruva. Jigyasu is? Yeah, Shaunaka, the rishis. And Jnani is? The 4 Kumaras. And why the wise person is considered the best among the 4 classes of pious people? Because
He knows that he is the spirit soul and not supreme.
is there here? Page number?
32.
Prabhupada directly writes about it. A wise man who becomes attached to Krishna does not want anything in return, either in the form of relieving distress or in gaining money. This means that from the very beginning, his basic principle of attachment to Krishna is more or less love. Furthermore, due to his wisdom and study of Shastras, he can understand also that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of God. Page 31. Second last paragraph. 31. Second last. A wise man. So that's the reason why he is considered the best among the 4. What are the 5 kinds of liberation? Sayujya is merging. Salokya is same planet. Samipya
Samipya residing the same.
is
Always associate of.
Samipya is associate. Sarupya is same form. And Sarshti is same opulence. 3 scriptural references where pure devotees reject material enjoyment. See, there are almost 30 references given. 3rd chapter ke end mein and 4th chapter. More than 30 references are there. So in this question you are asked 3 references only. Any 3. What can you recall? Any references you can recall?
Prahlad Maharaj.
See, you have to give exact reference. In the sense, not shloka, but you can't just beat around the bush saying, oh, somewhere in the 7th canto, Prahlad is saying like this. Or in Gajendra saying. We have to give that exact.
Here is Damodar Ashtakam of Padma Purana.
What is that verse, you know? Varam deva moksham na moksha vadim va.
This is Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram.
Is it a part of the section 33?
Yes.
33.
Acha, then you can give.
Then Atma verse is
It's
there.
a page number 33. Pure devotee never cares for
Pure
liberation.
devotee never cares for Chaitanya.
Yeah. Ainanda Tanuja Kinkaram. Correct.
Which one is in page 30?
Then Bilomangal Thakur's verse. Mukti Swayam Mukulitanjali Sevyate Sman.
Page number
33.
Kapila Dev. If you can write the shloka, that is best. If you remember the shloka.
Ainanda to we can write.
Yeah. Then Rupa Goswami, Uddhava, 3rd canto, 4th chapter. Uddhava's reference.
That's enough, no?
Yeah, at least in this question 3 were asked. And anything from 4th chapter also is full of references. Everything is a reference for devotees rejecting liberation. Nagapatni's verse is there, Atmaram verse is there. Then Durvasa Muni Ambarish, Durvasa and Lord Vishnu conversing. Vishnu statement. Damodar Leela pastime is there. Narsingh Dev's prayer. And Kapil Dev. Vritrasur prayer is there.
No, because
If you write the shloka and translation, that is enough. Even if you write the translation enough, shloka and translation will give you complete guarantee that you are
Full mark.
giving a specific
for a
state.
4 marks question, what's it?
4 mark only.
For
No,
a-
it's
for
not, I won't ask this
But
for
for
essay.
Bhakti.
How many references you will need? 20 references you will have to write. 20 references for essay question.
No, even 3 refer, even if as you have
3
asked.
ने एक ही 4 marks का एक ही रोल
4 mark only one will
Essay
ask.
type also I'm asking. Suppose
Essay में-
But he's saying no, why you wanting?
I can ask. You have given me a seed of idea.
I'm just asking, like, is it necessary to write this one or what?
Shloka?
Slokas.
Not necessary. Nothing is essential.
But the verbatim, exact verbatim should be there.
Exactly. It should be clear reference. Otherwise, so many verses are there, so many translations are there. It's not easy to identify which one you are referring.
Shloka will I find? I don't know whether
In
I.
this Srimad Bhagavatam.
Reference is given no here. Bhagavatam, this chapter, everything is given.
The book
I
is
refer that text to.
If you want to make the answer pakka. 3 liberation. Okay, that is over. Chapter 3 is over. 3, 4. 3, 4 both are over.
purity of devotion.
Okay, then we had an open book test. What is rasa? Spiritual mellow. Explain how devotional mellows are different from mundane mellows. Give appropriate examples. Explain the concept of pure devotional service based on Rupa Goswami's definition. Explain each Sanskrit word with examples wherever possible. Describe the 6 characteristics of pure devotional service in detail with appropriate examples and scriptural references. Based on chapter 5. We are on chapter 5, no now.
Yeah.
Explain how Bhakti is independent of all material considerations. This is interesting. The three points. Bhakti is independent of 3 things. First is pious birth. One need not be born in a high family, high parentage. Anyone born in any family.
First question, no?
Chapter 5.
Yeah, chapter first question. Open book first question.
Open book, third, fourth question. First 3 questions are of the earlier chapters.
Okay, take it. We are doing which one? The fourth.
Chapter 5.
Chapter 5.
So Bhakti is independent of a high birth. Anyone born in any family can practice pure devotion service. Second thing Bhakti is independent of is rituals of purification, prayaschita activities. So one plagued by sinful reactions cannot steadfastly take to the path of self-realization. One is therefore required to execute certain rituals called prayaschita to eradicate one's karma. This is for general people. But for a devotee who has taken to pure devotion, these things are not mandatory. Because bhakti is purity, bhakti itself is pure. And third thing bhakti is independent of is the varnashram social order. So this was a essay question that was asked. So if essay question, then you have to write like you wrote. If it is a short answer question, you can write the 3 points itself. That's enough. Fourth, chapter. Okay, last question. What is the difference between principles and details as referred to in chapter 6? Discuss the significance of the distinction for ISKCON's future development. I think this is a question from Radhika Vallabh Prabhu's.
Yeah, it's there in the question papers.
So principles and details. We wrote about how it is applicable to ISKCON's development. This is not exactly from the text. This is from your understanding of the philosophy. Okay, chapter 7. So chapter 6 is the list of all 64 items of devotion service. Out of which first 10 are do's, next 10 are don'ts. So together, first 20 are called preparatory principles. It's there in the notes. 1 to 20 are preparatory principles. First 10 are do's, second 10 are don'ts. Items 21 to 64 are the various ways to practice pure devotional service. It's there in the notes. Most essential preparatory items are
Taking shelter of
the first three. Taking shelter of Guru, initiation by Guru, service to Guru. And sadhana is the means of reawakening bhav, ecstatic love of Godhead. Page 32 of notes. Sadhana is the means of reawakening bhav, ecstatic love of God. All the 44 practices listed in this chapter are meant to achieve this goal. But among them are 5 practices uniquely effective in reawakening bhava bhakti. So every item of 64 is meant to achieve bhav. Sadhana is meant to achieve bhava bhakti. That's the basic goal of sadhana bhakti. And out of the 64, 5 are most potent.
Can you repeat sadhana is what you said?
See, this is a statement from the notes. Sadhana is the means of reawakening bhava bhakti.
here.
Okay, sorry.
Page 38.
Ecstatic love of Godhead.
Okay.
All the 44 practices listed are meant to achieve this goal. But among them, 5 are unique. Deity worship, Srimad Bhagavatam hearing, serving advanced devotees, chanting Hare Krishna, and residing in Mathura. Out of these 5, which is the most important?
Chanting.
Chanting the holy names. Okay, that is done. Chapter 7. Qualities you will look out in a spiritual master before accepting initiation. He should be, okay, it's there in the notes. He should be an Uttama Adhikari and he should control 6 types of urges. What are the 6 urges?
Vacho vegam,
Jivva vegam, udara upastha vegam, etan vegani vishayetu dhira sarvam. So if you write the verse, that is pakka. Sealed. Guaranteed. I cannot cut.
Which verse is that?
NOI first. What should be the attitude and behavior of a disciple toward the spiritual master? Serving the Guru with full faith.
Never be envious.
Never be envious. Where is that?
Reciprocate by offering service.
Notes, mein?
where is it?
That's what I am searching.
60, page 60.
Page 60 of the notes, na? Textbook. Haan. Serving the Guru with faith and confidence. Not envious. Where is that?
They say serving the spiritual master with faith and confidence.
Correct. And one should not be envious. Where is somewhere it is there?
That is a
One should never be envious of spiritual
Where is that?
master. One page, on same page, 60 in the middle.
60, huh?
Yeah, 60.
One should never be envious of the spiritual master.
Does not be
As-
envious of an order.
And spiritual master should always be seen as a representative of Supreme Lord. And with serving the spiritual master, one is able to serve all the demigods. This paragraph is the answer. The attitude of the disciple. Who are non-devotees? Why is it dangerous to associate with them? So non-devotees, in the notes you will find 3 classifications of non-devotees. Atheists, mundane religionists and impersonalists. And in Prabhupada's NOD you find two ways of classifying. Prabhupada classifies into 2. One who is against the supremacy of Krishna, another who is too materialistic. Both answers are right. Any one you can write. Chapter 7. Bhagavad Gita condemns demigod worship, while NOD warns about disrespecting demigod. How will you reconcile the 2 statements?
chapter?
There is one more question. On what conditions will you invest?
On what conditions will you invest money for building temples?
Pride and prestige.
Yeah, one should not be proud and seeking prestige, and it should be used for preaching.
Page 66.
And
You brought this.
demigod worship is condemned in the Gita, while NOD warns about disrespecting demigods. Page 67. It's not a direct answer from the text, but it's. And not accepting unfit disciples, constructing many temples, or reading many books. These are the things a spiritual master should avoid. It's in their notes, 35, page 35. A guru should not be anxious about these things. Constructing too many big temples, collecting, reading too many books, and initiating too many followers. That should not be the attitude of a guru. Okay, done. Chapter 7. How long you want to go? To 12:30?
That would be
Enough? 12:30 is enough, no?
12:50. You have to write the test also.
Which test?
19
Chapter 19 test.
You didn't write last time?
This week only you have to write.
Oh yeah, last time we completed, correct. Okay, 12:15 we'll finish. Huh? Chapter 8, correct. List of offenses.
last the Bhagavad Gita condemns demigod worship. That question is in balance.
Yeah, we discussed, no?
This
Bhagavad.
we discussed it, no?
No, I don't think
Demigods.
we were doing that and we went to the fourth question.
No, that is what we just do.
Okay.
Gita condemns demigod worship.
Ah,
NOD talks about respect. Just reconcile.
okay.
Demigod worship should not be done with material desire.
They should be respected.
But at the same time, you cannot just ignore them. You respect them, but don't worship them. You respect everyone, but worship only one.
67, page 1.
Page 67.
Demigods.
Yeah, he's duty bound.
Respect.
The Vaishnava is not a devotee of Lord Shiva or Lord Brahma, but he is duty bound to offer all respect to such highly positioned demigods. According to Vaishnava philosophy, one should offer respect even to an ant, not to speak of such exalted people. So there are offenses, list of offenses. So there are two types of aparad. The notes talks about it. Seva aparad and nam aparad.
Hold on. 8, 7.
Page 37 of the notes. Chapter 8. So most of the chapter is dealing with Seva Aparad, and in the end it talks about Nam Aparad. Last page of the chapter.
You don't have questions on 8.
Yeah, it was just a list. We just read it.
Yeah, we just did.
Okay, so what did you say?
I combined it with chapter 9.
Okay. So what was your question? Sorry, I didn't get
It is
it.
there.
No, in the notes you find Seva Aparad and Nam Aparad. Seva Aparad is less serious than Nam Aparad because the power of the holy name is automatically corrects the offensive mentality generated by Seva Aparad. Seva Aparad is less serious than Nam Aparad. So these are all Seva Aparads, most of the chapter. Okay, that's all about this chapter. The essence of all these offenses is that they take the mind away from Krishna. Okay, here it is. The first line, the essence of sadhana is to fix the mind on Krishna. Notes. And offense is something that takes the mind away from Krishna by minimizing his importance. Good definitions. Next chapter. Chapter 9. How should we react if we hear blasphemy of the Lord or his devotees?
Should leave the place or should
So 3 points are there. Commit suicide, leave the place, or defeat in argument. This is chapter 9.
Chapter 9,
Yeah.
73 page.
Okay. What are the benefits of decorating the body with Vaishnava symbols? Page 74. first section. The Yamudutas won't touch you. And
Wait, the Padma Purana
Huh?
mentions
Ajamila's.
the Padma Purana mentions
where is that?
last time, 874.
Make the world
No
purified
question of
as-
being conquered by the spell of material energy.
Their presence makes the world purified, and anywhere they remain, they make that place as good as Vaikuntha.
and delivered from all sinful activities after death goes directly to Krishna.
Ajamil's example is given. So that is what are the three ways to chant? These are all technical things. Singing, Sankirtan and Japa. It's in the notes. Classification. And two types of prayers. Personal prayers and scriptural prayers. Personal prayers are of three types. Samprarthanatmika, Dainyavodhika and Lalasamayi. So our Narottam Das Thakur's prayers are all in these three categories. If you know. Prarthana, there's a book called Prarthana. Samprarthanatmika is expressing one's desire for spontaneous sentiments. Dainyavodhika is humble confession of one's insignificance. Lalasama is a devotee's cry for specific eternal service. Scriptural prayers is repeating scriptures prayers. Gajendra, Bhishma, Kunti, Brahma Samhita, yeah. What are the different types of prayers? Okay, this is done. Chapter 10. Various types of devotional hearing. Again, this is technical. Nama Shravan, hearing the name. Charita Shravan, hearing the pastimes. And Gunadi Shravan, hearing the qualities. What is the impact of holy name and topics of Krishna on a spiritual practitioner? Two examples, two analogies are there. Snake bite and Amrit, drinking the Amrit. So when bitten by a snake, this is in the notes. When bitten by a snake, I think Prabhupada also writes.
Page 89.
89. When a man is snake bitten, he does not die immediately, but first becomes unconscious and remains in a comatose condition. Anyone who is in this material world is also sleeping, as he is ignorant of his actual self or his actual duty and his relationship with God. So materialistic life means that one is bitten by the snake of Maya, illusion, and thus without any Krishna consciousness is almost dead. Now the so-called dead man bitten by a snake can be brought back to life by the chanting of some mantra. Similarly, one can be brought back to Krishna consciousness from the deadly unconscious state of material life by hearing the Hare Krishna mantra. So this is the effect of the holy name on a spiritual practitioner. And the effect of Krishna Katha is the next paragraph, I think. Yeah, my dear king, one should stay at a place where the great Acharyas speak about the transcendental activities of the Lord, and one should give oral reception to the nectarian river flowing from the moon-like faces of such great personalities. If someone eagerly continues to hear such transcendental sounds, then certainly he will become freed from all material hunger, thirst, fear and lamentation, as well as all illusions of material existence. So this is the effect of Krishna Katha on a practitioner. It's like Amrita, drinking Amrit. So that is effect of what are the different kinds of meditation. Again a technical thing. Rupa Dhyanam, Guna Dhyanam, Krida Dhyanam and Seva Dhyanam. And small lines. What should be the attitude of a person to qualify oneself to enter the spiritual world? Good, important question here. The Prabhupada writes it, page 91. Expecting the Lord's mercy. This is a famous verse, Brahmaji's prayer. Tatte nukampam susumikshamano. It's the translation of that verse. So, page 891 of the textbook. That is the only solace. If the devotee passes his days in that spirit, this statement from Srimad Bhagavatam should be the guide of all devotees. A devotee should not expect immediate relief from the reactions of his past misdeeds. No conditioned soul is free from such reactionary experiences, because material existence means continued suffering or enjoying of past activities. If one has finished his material activities, then there is no more birth. When such impediments arise, he should simply think of Krishna and expect his mercy. A devotee is not perfectly free from the resultant actions, should therefore continue to act in Krishna consciousness seriously, even though there may be so many impediments. When such impediments arise, he should simply think of Krishna. That is the only solace. It is certain that he is going to be promoted to the abode of the Lord. By such activities, he earns his claim to enter the spiritual world. The exact word used here is Daya Bhak. Daya Bhak refers to a son's becoming the lawful inheritor of the property of the father. In a similar way, a pure devotee is prepared to undergo all kinds of tribulations. In executing Krishna conscious duties, becomes lawfully qualified to enter into the transcendental abode. So that is chapter 10. Any questions?
What shloka you said?
This is Brahmaji's Preface. Prabhupada quotes the 10th canto, 14th chapter, verse 8. Page 91.
I don't know, but that shloka.
Explanation of the shloka is. Huh?
You take the shloka or just the explanation?
You just have to write explanation. Shloka is additional thing, just to it makes the answer pakka without any confusion.
It's chapter 10, isn't it?
Huh? Enough? Tired?